started with whispers. Soft, almost inaudible voices in the corner of my son's room. At first, I dismissed them as a vivid imagination, a common phase for a 5-year-old. I was wrong. It wasn't an imagination. It was a deal with something that lived in the shadows. My son, Leo, was always a quiet child. He spent hours talking to an imaginary friend he called Javier. The name itself sounded so gentle. I used to joke about it with my wife. He must be the most polite imaginary friend in the world. But then, Javier started making demands. First, it was a request to move the furniture, then to keep the closet door open at night. Little things, but they built a knot of unease in my stomach. One evening, I walked into his room to say goodnight. He was standing in front of his closet, his back to me. Javier says you're not allowed in here anymore. Daddy, he said without turning around. His voice wasn't his own. It was flat and cold. A shiver went down my spine. The air in the room felt heavy, cold, and still. I took a step back, and a piece of paper fell to the floor. It was a drawing, a crayon drawing of a boy with black, hollow eyes, his stick figure hands holding a knife. The whispers grew louder. They were no longer soft murmurs, but clear, distorted commands. Tell her to stay out. Leave the door unlocked. I started waking up to things moved in the house, things missing. My wife's favorite necklace, my car keys. Every time, Leo would just look at me with those vacant eyes and say Javier needed them. The night it all came to a head, I was woken by a faint scratching sound from Leo's room. I found him in bed, perfectly still, staring at the closet. The door was slightly ajar. "He's here," Leo whispered, pointing at the closet. I felt a chill that wasn't from the air. From the small opening, a single, pale, bony hand slowly emerged. It wasn't a child's hand. It was long, thin, and its fingers curved like talons. I screamed, pushing the closet door shut and barricading it with a chair. Leo just watched, a faint smile on his face. The whispers turned into a furious, scratching rumble from behind the wood. "He's going to get you," Leo yelled, his voice now a mix of a child's shout and a deeper, monstrous echo. I grabbed my son, but he wasn't there. It was like holding a mannequin cold, stiff, and utterly lifeless. The scratching stopped. Everything was silent. I looked back at the closet, and a name was etched into the wood, seemingly by a sharp object, Javier. The sound of the scratching now came from a different direction from under our bed. I froze. Leo's face was now a mask of pure terror. He wasn't smiling anymore. He was weeping. "I told him to get you, Daddy," he sobbed. "But he wants to get me, too." I dragged him out of the room, slamming the door behind us. We fled, never to return. The police found nothing, just a house with inexplicable scratch marks on a closet door and a child's drawing with a very disturbing set of eyes. They told me I had a vivid imagination. But every night, I still hear the whispers. And I know the boy who lived in the shadows wasn't Leo's friend. He was just the first in line. What do you think happened to the boy and his family? Have you ever had an imaginary friend that made you feel uneasy? Share your story in the comments below.